Everybody, Travis here with L&L Lines, where you can watch, decide, and buy. Talking to you today about Excel filters from Eden Equipment. They're the best filter cartridge elements on the market, and I'll explain to you why. I'll go over some brief points. There's some more specific information on their website, but I want to get through these 4 or 5 points as quickly as possible and let you guys decide. The filter media itself, if you look at it compared to other filters that are on the market, your more generic, less quality filters on the market are like a fiber weave or fiberglass weave. If you look at the pleats here, this premium media, they call it, has a pattern to it. And the pattern is actually designed to capture debris and allow water flow to go through without resistance from the debris, and allowing the debris to come off when you clean it. The best example that's been explained to me that I understand about that is, just imagine you have a cobweb. So these would be your standard filter cartridges on the market that have the fiberglass or fiber weaves, just the random weaves. The wind is our water flow. The paper airplane is our debris. The paper airplane flies into this cobweb, this random pattern of webbing, and it gets hung up. Now, as more and more debris goes in there, the wind has trouble penetrating and going through that web. Then when the wind stops, which would be your water flow, and you want to try to remove that debris, you're pulling on it and it's all hung up in the web and you're wrecking the web. This medium to me was described and explained to me as a screen, a mesh screen. Now there's more to it than that, but just bear with me here. The wind is still our flow. The plane is still our debris. The debris, the plane hits that screen, and as long as the wind is blowing, it holds the debris. Once the wind stops, the debris just falls off. Now granted, that won't happen in the filter, but that's the concept. When you pull this cartridge out and you wash it, this is why these clean up so much nicer and the water runs down. With your traditional cartridges, you get that what's called a media migration, or where the dirt kind of just moves around. It migrates as you use the hose or whatever, and typically when you get down here to the bottom, you see it moving around. You have a hard time getting it out. Another concept or idea that explains that situation is when you remove these Excel filters out of the tank, they're fairly light, even though they have more debris than your less expensive cartridge filters. The reason the less expensive ones in your pull are so heavy is not because they have more debris or more dirt, it's because they're holding more water. These Excel filters are designed to maximize flow, bringing more water to the filters, more debris, without restricting or hanging up the flow. That concept alone makes them a top-notch cartridge filter. In conjunction with their premium media that has this pattern that allows us to fill it, holds the debris, and doesn't restrict the flow, is they have an open core concept. They have opened the core up as much as possible to maximize the flow through the filter. They also open it up as much as possible to reduce or almost eliminate stress points or stop points. This is a mock-up of their core. It's a very strong reinforced poly core, and what they've done is they've opened it up as much as possible, and then they took another step, and this is where I really like it. All these bracking or brackets or frame on the outside are contoured or have a round edge. In some cases, every other one here, it's actually a triangle shape. That eliminates the stress points from the pleats. So when the pleats are there, they're going to go to one side or the other, and there's very, very little contact or very, very little restriction or stress points from the water going through or the dirt, hanging up in one spot and causing a blockage. So this is very well thought out, and that concept, along with their premium media, makes them one of the best, if not the best, cartridge filter on the market. The caps are reinforced resin. They're hardened top and bottom, and they have a less than 1% cracking rate on them. So they're very strong, very reliable, and they're actually looking to improve this even further by putting possibly a reinforced screening or something in them to make them even better. But they're already phenomenal on the market. So you don't get that with your more generic cartridge filters. We've all seen them. They come out, they're mushy, they're cracked. And of course, once they're cracked, they're pretty much shot, because water will go to the point of least resistance, as we know, and it'll start coming out the crack instead of being forced through the median. So their strapping is heavy duty. It's thick. We've all seen the more generic filters. They're very skinny, and they're hardly even attached half the time. So very, very good quality straps, and you can see every single one of them is solid all the way through. It's solid. It's like not every third one or every fourth one. Very well put together. The other thing I'll mention before closing real quick is that Eden Equipment, which makes the Excel filters, allows for private labeling. So you can make these filters your own, which is exciting for retailers, consumers, small business people, distributors, anybody that wants to purchase these. They get the ability to have the best filters on the market for a very competitive, if not a less expensive cost. It usually doesn't go hand in hand. You would expect these filters to be the expensive or one of the most expensive filters on the market because they are the best. They are the example and the standard for the industry, and they don't cost that. They're very competitive and very affordable, allowing consumers and small business owners and entrepreneurs to maximize their profits. So they allow private labeling. You can make these your own filters in your showroom or your store. See the information below in the description. And Travis here with L&L Lines, checking out.